Good morning, everybody. Uh, Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Najib from London, and short introductions. I'm a public health doctor and visiting consultant in public health, social medicines, behavioral medicines, and working in London, UK, because it's morning here in London, and today is the 8th of May 2023. Today, the topic which I'm going to uh, discuss, I'm going to let you know, it's all about awareness. It's nothing else that I'm not going to teach you. I'm not going to give you a lecture, because the role of a doctor is not only to educate masses, but give them awareness about healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, healthy living, their behavior. Because doctor, the best doctor in this world is he or she who help you in terms of prevention. Because you may all aware of uh, this verses and quotations that prevention is the best cure. So my specialty is public health, community medicine, social medicine, spiritual medicines. So today my topic is about addiction. What is addiction? In simple word, it is chronic condition that can affect many aspects of your life. There are various aspects. So you are being affected by many aspects in many way. You can name it. Your health is at stake, at risk. Your physical health, your mental health is at risk, because then you are unable to make a balance between right and wrong, between what you are doing and what is constructive for you and what is destructive for you. And physical, mental health, as well as social health. Because in my last talk, in my last lectures, I tried to give you some various types of dimensions of health. What are the type? What is health in a simple way? You can say that it is complete wellness without any in deformity, without any disorder. So according to World Health Organizations, WHO, if you Google WHO, you can come across what are the dimensions. There are 4 5 dimensions of health. Your physical dimension of health, physically you are well, you don't have any problem. This is physical dimension of health. And according to World Health Organization's definitions, your mental dimensions of health. What is your mental dimensions of health? That mentally you are stable, you don't have any problems, although mental health issues are getting worse day by day. But in some other lectures, we will discuss about it. So, mental health dimension is a dimension where you don't have any problems like mental health issues, depression, anxiety, although it's very common nowadays. But regarding to mental dimension of health, the definition is you are uh, free of any mental health issues. That is mental dimension of health. And thirdly, the third one, dimension of health, according to WHO, is your social dimension of health. What is your social dimension of health? Is you are socially interacting with, because we are social animals. We are living in a social boundary, social. We are interconnected with each other, and socially we are social animal. We have social norms, we have social etiquette, social interaction with kindness, and how we are going to interact with each other. This is social dimension of health. You don't have any problem, you don't have any social fear and phobias, you are free of any deformity, any problem with your social dimension of health. And fourthly, which is very important, and that is spiritual dimension of health. What is your spiritual dimension of health? It's spirituality. According to WHO, its spiritual dimension is not adherent to your religion. Although the religious who are practicing religious being, they are, according to the researches and the studies shows reveal that spiritual health, if you are practicing your religion, whatsoever your religious belief is, it is a soothing effect when you practice something. So in in a simple terms, the spiritual dimension of health is all about your mindfulness, how you are going to make your spirit and soul positive, happy, and productive. So that is because your yoga, you can say, if you are non-believer, if you don't have any religious practicing, then it's for those who are not. So it's not adherent to your religion. So spiritual health dimension is again a dimension of health which is related to your spiritual well-being, your mindfulness. You are doing yoga, you are uh, in terms of your stress management, you are doing various. We will discuss in some other lectures, because today I'm very much focused on addictions, as it has been mentioned in my title and descriptions about what is addictions, because every persons are well aware of uh, when you hear something addictive behavior, addiction. Some people they take it very lightly, and some people are very serious about it. And those who are serious, positive seriousness is very important, because then there are various ways. If god forbidden you are suffering from this pandemic, suffering from this, is a disease, it's pandemic, and it's getting worse day by day because of our mind and thought process. In various lectures, I have mentions about brain, human, because body and mind. Because our mind, our brain is like a processing machine. What we put into this mind, and it is being processed accordingly. If we put healthy ingredient, healthy talk, then that ingredients are being processed accordingly in our brain. Because I have mentioned in my previous lectures that we are what we eat. If we eat healthy, it will reflect in our body, it will reflect in our face, and as well as it will reflect in our behavior. Because when your body is healthy, in shape, in a good symmetry, in a presentable gestures, your color, your face, your body, and you look like healthy persons with smiling face. So it may affect your behavior. When you are healthy, your behavior would be healthy, your talk would be healthy, you will be full of sense of humor, full of life. So we are what we eat. If we eat healthy stuff, because today our topic is about addiction of various types. So because before I start this discussions, this talk, so I'm going to share some kinds of phrases in order to keep in your mind that tools and tips. These tools and tips are very important. You should have know-how about, and you should count all these tools and tips on your fingers. So it should be on your fingertips. It's not for others. It's because I'm talking, it's for Dr. Najib. I'm giving some know-how about the addictions in order to prevent myself. If I'm healthy, then I would be in a better position, and I would be skilled enough to give some uh, informations which is based on research, which is based on studies. So we are what we eat. If we eat healthy, of course, it will reflect in our body, in our behavior, in our thoughts, everything. It is food for our body, mind. And what is the food for mind? Again, we are what we eat, and we are what we think. Again, thought process. We are what we think, the way we think. And then you would ask, what are the ways? There are two ways of thinking: positive, constructive way of thought. What is coming into your mind, as I mentioned, is a thought process machine. What you put into it, it will be processed. If you are with positive mind, then you will think positively. We are what we think. The way, positively or negatively, the way we think, feel. Again, it's our feeling. It will, if it's positive, it will positive. It would have positive impact on our f- whole body, and it will affect positively into our all of the dimensions of health: spiritual dimension, social dimension, physical dimension, mental health dimension. So the way we think, feel, and act, And accordingly, because controlling machine, the controlling process is our in our brain, in our hair, the upper story of our body. So the way we think, feel, and act, our action is very important. What is that action? Again, if it is positive, if positive things are coming into our mind, ingredient are coming into our mind, and these ingredients, these thoughts are being processed in a positive way, then our action at the end of the day would be positive, helping hand, creative, constructive, for not even for ourselves, but it would be helpful for others, for people around us. So it is environmental health for ourselves as well as for others. So now coming to, so then we act positively. So our action is everything. So let's start, because it's something before we start. Although listening sometimes is very crucial, it's very painful when you are listening to someone, but it is not listening only. It's not only listening, but it is how to boost up your willpower. Because as I mentioned many times in my lectures, the only person who can heal or harm you, it's not your enemy, it's not your family, it's not your friends, it's not someone else, but the only person who can heal or harm you is yourself. It's a very simple formula, and keep this formula all the time. And you have to remind your mind that you can be your friend or you can be your enemy. Nothing less, nothing more. So if you are friend of yourself, if you are constructive and helping yourself, then these talks are the series of talks are for the betterment of your, how to boost up your immunity of your body, of your soul, because immunity, and you are going to boost up the things, your willpower, even you can boost up your willpower by listening these things carefully, because it's not a lecture, it is sharing of thoughts, it is sharing of information. So because when I come to know that this phrase, this wise word, that only person who can heal or harm you is you, then the first case study was who? Myself. I keep on studying my inner, how I can heal myself before I was harming myself. So today, uh, as I'm coming to my topic, what is addiction? Is a chronic conditions. It's not acute, chronic, because you are addictive since long time. And when you think, oh my God, it's chronic state, it's now inevitable, it's very hard. These are the negative approach, because you have, your negative mind is in action, your reactive mind is in action. You are going to negatively boost up your negative emotions, that oh no, it's impossible, it's I can't do, I can't give up this addiction. Then again, as I have mentioned, that when you giving this thought to your mind, and your mind will give you countless wrong justification. Yes, you can't stop. You are unable to quit. You are unable to give up addiction. Why? Because your negative defense mechanism is going to give you justification. Then there are various factors which could affect and which would be very unhelpful for you, because you will say, no, it's like depressions, what the people did with me, why I have started these kinds of things. That is uh, escape from the situation. And then again, as I have mentioned, the only person who can heal or harm you is you, not Dr. Nachi, not your mom, mother, not your mother or father, your brother, your sisters. No, you are the healer of your body. You are the harmer of your body. Now it's open choice. Nobody can insist you. Nobody can enforce you. Up to certain extent, they will come. Your mom, your well-wisher, your family, your friends. They will spend money, lots of money, for rehabilitations, for because this is a big industry. Drug sellers are there, and then you are the victim. This is the easy way to escape from the situations, to escape from stressful conditions. You are not going to face that situation. That's why you are addictive to your behavior, which is directly, that is, the process is when you are addictive, it's there is a secretion of rewarding hormone dopamine. If you Google, you can come across what is dopamine. It's chemical inside of the brain. When we take drugs, ecstasy, any kinds of alcohol, drugs, or even food. So there is a reaction, neurotransmitter, dopamine. There is secretion, there is a chain reaction of chemical neurotransmitter inside of the brain. Then we feel that, oh my God, now I'm relaxed. This is escape. But this is the negative way to uh, bring up negative chemical reactions through drugs, through overeating, through behavioral problems, through self harm, through ignorance, through you are not taking care of yourself, because you are going to escape from the situation, because you have closed all of the doors for your health, for your well being, for your career, for your future, for your social, spiritual, physical, mental health. You have closed the doors because you are addictive to drug. So it may affect your life, including your physical, mental, social, relationship problems. Now you can name it. Because now I'm going to discuss, this is drug addictions. There are two types of drugs you can avoid: heroin, or you can say alcohol, even smoking is a form of addiction. And according to WHO, one research I have studied, it is smoking is the symptoms for depression. When you are depressed, when you are stressed, you are smoking. Again, it's addictive behavior. like alcohol, like other form of addiction. So be aware of all these things. So now I'm going to discuss these are the drug addictions and alcohol addictions, drug addictions, prescribed and non-prescribed drugs. Prescribed drugs are those drugs which are being prescribed by your qualified and registered medical doctor, medical practitioners, not anyone else. Because the right guide is your family physicians. Who is your family physician? Your doctor, your GP, with whom you are registered. Because this is, I'm talking about the system in NHS here in the UK, because we have catchment area, although I'm doctor, but I'm registered with my doctor, with my GP in my area where I reside. So whatsoever your system is, you need to be registered because your health is wealth. Because one of the most important, valuable, and wealthy thing is your health. If you are healthy, you are wealthy. It's your wealth. So you have to get, because when you are uh, addictive to prescribed drugs, because many of us they believe that they have psychosomatic disorders. What is psychosomatic disorders? In real terms, they this is a term which we use in our practice. Psychosomatic disorder is you don't have any physical illness, but you feel that you have this problem, you have that problem, and which is not true, and it is not coming into any diagnosed criteria, or when you are going to clinical diagnosis or various tests, screening. So it is psychosomatic disorder, because disorder is here, not in your physical body. So again, non prescribed drugs, heroin, opioids, food addiction, and screen addictions. And these are the form of addiction which are to directly linked to our behavior. Because as I have mentioned, that we are what we think, the way, positively, negatively, the way we think, feel, our feeling, and our action. When we feel help in a helpful way, because we are going to process, yes, I can manage this problem, then you will be a changed person. Otherwise, you would be a chained person. There will be chain of various things in your mind, in your action. So the way we think, feel, and act. So our action is very important. So now we are going to discuss behavior addiction. What is behavior? Again, behavior, because such as overeating, this is form of addiction, because we feel very low, because our dopamine level is going down, 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 and we start feeling hungry, with angry attitude. Oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to die, I'm going to be starved without food. No, balanced consumption of food is healthy. But according to research in America, various vascular surgeons, cardiovascular surgeons, they are going to emphasize fasting, less eating, healthy eating, intermittent fasting. You have to give break during your eating habits, because eating is not your physical addiction. It is your, because our body Within few days, you can change your chemistry through fasting, through controlling your emotions. That I'm going to fast. That's why in various religions, in Islam, in Hinduism, in Judaism, there are religious rituals of fasting. That is very good practices. If you are not religious, then you can fast. Why? Because it's good for your health. Intermittent fasting reverse your physical ailment, mental ailment, social ailments, and it will reverse your age process. You will feel more younger. You will feel more healthy through this. If you come, because again, this is your willpower. If your mind is powerful, your willpower is more strong, then you can overcome this form of addiction. You have to add action in order to avoid addiction. You need to add action, add active behavior to overcome addictive behavior. Have you got my point? No? Action, positive action here. Yes, whatsoever the situation is, I have to face the situation, and I would like to be a friend of mine. I'm going to guide myself. I'm going to heal myself. I'm myself healer through self compassion, through self love, through self respect. Because life is a gift of God. If you are a believer, it's a gift of God. If you are non-believer, then it's something because you like your life or not. If you are not believer, even then it's a precious, because life is very precious for even animals, for even birds, for even all of this species. Due to fight and flight phenomena, when there is a danger, there is a fear, then we escape. So try to be your healer, try to help yourself in order to avoid addiction. So you have to add positive action to boost up your positive energy, to boost up your positive defense mechanism. Because I did it, because I was the first case study of myself. I studied myself for many years, and I imposed, not forcefully, but with willpower, with my will, with my gesture of positivity, my gesture of positive mind and health. So you have to add action. What is action now? This is my phrase, which I just, this is narrative therapy. What is narrative therapy? The situation is bad. This is bad narrative. I can't control it. This is bad narrative. Oh, somebody did bad to me. My relationship problems, spouse problems, children problems, siblings problems, friends problem. I trusted. I did this for them. I did that for them. But what in return they did to me? Why it is me? No, because you think in that way. Because now, if you helped someone else, why not yourself? You have to help others on the basis of selflessness. But first priority is you yourself. You are the healer or the harmer of your body, your, yourself. So, positive action is to avoid addiction. You can control, you can manage your problems, but write it down on a rough diary, on a rough paper. Then you can dispose of it. You don't want to keep that diary with you. You just take a piece of paper and just write it down. Both thoughts, positive thoughts coming into your mind, helpful thoughts coming into your mind, the thought of the day. If it is constructive, positive, write it down. If it is destructive, negative, harmful, even then just write it down. Few tips why I'm disturbed and depressed today. Why these thoughts are going to trigger my addictive behavior towards drug, towards unhealthy eating, towards even sex addiction is a form of addiction. These are compulsive shopping, mobile compulsive shopping, internet compulsive shopping. What is that compulsion? Addiction is compulsive behavior because your brain is feeling low due to dopamine deficit. Dopamine level is coming down, and your stressor are going to motivate you towards that addictive behavior. So TV compulsions, gambling compulsions, you're going to gamble, games compulsions nowadays among children and among young persons. They are addictive to screen 24/7. They are just playing games or social network media. There are merits and demerits of social network media because it would be educational, informative, helpful. You are in touch with your friends, family, but you have to divide your time according to your convenience. Because the simple formula which I use, 24, 8 plus 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8, how much? 16 plus 8, 24. Is it? 24 hours you can divide your time. It's the best time management. 8 hours early in the morning you have to get up. Nothing else. Get ready. Go for a work. Whatsoever your business, work, studies, you know better. First 8 hours early in the morning. Then 8 hours when you finish with your work, you're mindful. Okay, now this is me time. This is my time. Recreational activities, healthy activities. You can play games, you can go for a walk because healthy lifestyle is going for a walk, taking care of yourself. No more business because now it's not your work time. It's your time. You have to get socialized. You have to go to the park because parks are holy for me because it gives you a life. It gives you positive energy, isn't it? Go to the park, go to for a walk, go to get socialized with your friend, with your family. 8 hours in the morning till afternoon, 8 hours your work, studies, whatsoever is. Then 8 hours started your me time, socialized time, recreational times, going to gym, going for a walk, talking to your friends, use your social network media up to a certain levels. Then 8 hours during night time, that is your sleep time. Sleep without sleeping pills. No, not drugs. What if you have medical conditions? I'm not saying that this is, I'm talking about healthy lifestyle. If you have some medical conditions, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't take medicines. You must take medications, medicines if you have medical conditions, because that's not, I'm not going to advise who is your consultant, your doctor, your registered medical doctor. He is the proper person. You can get advice, medical advice from them. If you are on medications, you have to take medicines regularly. So that is life-saving strategy. If your doctor say you can quit or you can, because self-medication is even dangerous. That's why I have mentioned about prescribed addictions. So prescribe socialization, social prescriptions, because it's prevail in London, in the UK. Primary care network is working on it, and it's very soothing and very helpful. What is the social prescription? Is you have to get socialized in a positive way. Don't cross the limitation. Don't go beyond the limitation. Don't be extremist about the things. Optimistic level of health and illness. You have to maintain your positive and negative. It's like a seesaw. It's not extreme and you're positive and you don't have a negativity. No, because we are human beings. We need to give benefit of doubt to ourselves, but appreciate yourself. Your action is everything. You have to add action. What is action according to my phrase? Action. ACTION. 6 letters. A is accept. Stand for accept. Action. A, first is A letter, action. C stand for challenges. What are those challenges in our life? Various challenges. Your work challenge, your relationship challenges, your family challenges, relationship problems. You can name it. Or you don't have any job, socio-economical crisis, political crisis. You can name it. Stress level are getting worse day by day. So accept, see challenges in your life, daily life. T stand for think, with your processing machine. As I've mentioned, think, because we are what we think, the way we think, positively and negatively, the way we think, feel, and act. Our physical health is affected, mental health is affected, social health is affected if our level of perception is negative. Our perception is negative. So T, action, coming to action, act, accept, C, challenges, T, think, and then is I, letter, intelligently, wisely, not widely, wild, like in animals. They're wild when they're aggressive because they don't have any capacity of wisdom. Intelligently, accept challenges, think intelligently. O stand for organized, self-organized. How you are going to organize the things, the complexity in your life. What is that complexity? These challenges, which when we are unable to cope with the situations, then we cross the limits, and then we start self-harming ourselves by eating unhealthy food, by drinking, by using through misuse of drugs, avoid bad companies, self-harming, crime, because you name it, that is addictive behavior. So you have to organize yourself, self-organized. Write it down, sit down, and consult your inner soul. Because, as I have mentioned, the spiritual dimension of it, according to World Health Organizations, not this is saying Dr. Nichi, organize, accept action, again, add action to avoid addiction. This is ground reality. This is based on my own studies, own first case studies I did on my own. I am the witness. It's a self-evident based things. And the researches, the studies, the clinical studies, you can name it, and it has been proved that it is very effective. Organize, N stand for no, not no, no, now, right now. Accept challenges, T, think intelligently, then organize, self organize things. And now, right now, tomorrow and yesterday will never come. Everything is right now. So, this is abbreviation for action. You have to take action, add action in order to avoid addiction of any type. You can name it, like drug addictions, non prescription addictions, heroin addictions, opioid addictions, food addictions, screen addictions, mood addiction, sex addictions. Even sometimes we are very addictive to various things. Then it is triggered, negative thoughts are coming into our mind, and it is going to, because everything is linked to our rewarding hormone chemicals. You can Google and you will come to know rewarding hormone is directly linked to all of these form of addiction. When the level of dopamine goes down and we start craving, and precipitating factor is stressor whatsoever in your life is your relationship problem, your socio-economical problems, and whatsoever, you are jobless, economical health is suffering, social health is suffering, mental health is suffering, then the negative approach is your addictive behavior towards drugs, towards alcohol, towards smoking, towards self-harming, towards sex addictions, you can name it. So positive action is important to avoid addiction, because in a positive way you can boost up your dopamine. That is not addictive. What is that? Go to go for a walk, talk to your friend in a positive way, use your positive mind, not your negative mind, active mind. Because when your mind is reactive, it means it's a reverse process. You are going to respond negative stimuli coming into your mind, like you don't have job, you have economical problems, you are stressed at work, you are being bullied, you are threatened, your economic, your political circumstances are getting worse. Inflation, painful nowadays, painful inflammation worldwide is getting, because directly or indirectly there are many stressors. in this world, because we are living in a room, in a globe village. That's why we are directly or indirectly being affected by all of these stressors. But the only person that can heal or harm you is you. You have to think it, as I have mentioned, that think twice before you speak, before you write, before you take action, and think thrice before you eat, before you consume, before you smoke, before you drink. Three times. That is wisdom. So, according to, if you Google the behavior addiction, what is behavioral addiction? Because behavior is going to control. Because when we feel that we are unable to cope with the situations of various types, then you start escaping from the situations. You close your eyes in order to escape that stressful situations. You have to face it in a positive way, but in a straightforward way. Don't tell a lie, don't be pretender, don't hide anything, don't commit any crimes, don't lie to yourself, don't lie to others. Just honesty is the best strategy. Straightforward, assertiveness behavior. What you can do for yourself, for others, you have to be straightforward. Yes, I can help you, but don't put yourself under trouble, under pressure, under stress. So, overeating, gambling, mobile compulsions, shopping compulsions, internet addictions, sex addictions are similar to drug addictions. Behavioral addictions are similar to drug addictions. Keep in mind, overeating is a form of drug addiction. It's similar to drug addictions because your dopamine level is going down and your cravings started going up. All these behavioral addictions are similar to drug addiction, except that the individual is not addictive to substance, to drug, but she or he is addictive to his or her behavior. Mind it, I'm not joking. I'm not saying something which is which is not true. It is true. Don't go to study others. Don't go to study other books. You have to study yourself. When you start reading yourself, then you would be in a better positions to heal yourself. If you wanted to escape from that situations, it means that you are going to harm yourself. Try to be self-compassionate. Always give benefit of doubts to yourself. Set up some positive goals, short, small goals in your life. Send letter of appreciation to yourself, email of appreciation to yourself. You're doing well. Because sometimes if something happened to us, then it doesn't mean that this is not the end of life. Rewrite it, rephrase it. This is narrative therapy, which is very important. Give benefit of doubt. Then you will be more confident that never ever expect anything from anyone. Because in this world, one of the great philosophers and scholars, because the basic philosophy, the psychology, as I have mentioned in my last lectures, philosophy is psychology is the tiny, it's a minor branch of philosophy. All these things are based on various theories, based on philosophical theories. One of the great philosophers, Shashams Tabrizi and Jalaluddin Rumi, who was the mentor of Jalaluddin Rumi, who was the guide, spiritual guide of Rumi. He said, "Don't search for hell or heaven in future. Don't search for hell or heaven in future." He said, "Both are here right now." Then he explained how. He said, "Don't search for hell or heaven in future. Both are here at right now at present moment. Whenever, whenever you manage to love, that is compassion. That's not love between someone and you get involved with male, female, or whatsoever your orientation is. But it's beyond that love. It's a kindness. It's compassion, unconditional love. He said, "Don't search for hell or heaven in future. Both are here. Whenever you manage to love without negotiations, without expectations, without calculations, because we, unfortunately, we do believe on the utilitarian values of human, what we can get benefit out of this relationship, why I am in touch with that person's. Oh, he may be helpful for me in my searching job, in when I am indeed a problem, he would help me to give this and that. This is calculations. That's why we believe in utilitarian values of humans. Then he said, "Don't search for hell or heaven in future. Both are present here at right now at present moment. Whenever you manage to love without calculation, without expectations, without negotiations, indeed you are in heaven. You can make your own paradise right now at this present moment." And he lastly he said, "Whenever you hate and fight, whenever you hate and fight, it means you are in hell." And now you can see what's going on. Everything is going towards World War III, which is red alert and alarming situation for all of us. So try to make this world a paradise, a heaven, not a hell. Few forces are in operations to make this world hell. I'm sorry to say, but we have to take positive action. We have to draw a line, fine line. Why? Because there is a fine line between sanity and insanity. Whether you are sane on this side or you are insane, there is a fine line between sanity and insanity. Try to be a sane, not insane. Try to be a wise like the great philosopher, the Rumi, who said yesterday I was clever. Why? Because I wanted to change the world. I wanted to change others. Then he said, today, everything is all about today. As Yesterday and tomorrow will never come. He said, today I am wise. Today I'm changing myself. This is self management. This is the best way to avoid addictions, to overcome addictive behavior. Think about yourself, love yourself, self compassion. Give benefit of doubts to it. Give small present to yourself, small gifts, and set up small goals. So in this way, we can avoid addictions. So I think now it's almost 1 hour and 48 minutes. this this is not a lecture. This is sharing of informations based on my self studies at whatsoever is the situations. Just self management. Think about it. Write it down. And if you need any help, it's a free of charges. It's voluntary services I'm doing, health and happiness for all. I'm religiously working. What is that religiously working? Because you are very committed. Because as I have mentioned, meditation, positive mindfulness. Meditation, you have to meditate. Meditation can be medication, can be medicinal, can be therapeutic if done with dedications. Three words. Medication, you are going to meditate, meditations, mindfulness. Sit back, relax, think about yourself, self compassion. It would be medicinal, like medicines. You don't need any medicines because you're going to boost up your chemicals, brain chemicals, serotonin. It's a dose of happiness, which I use the dose of happiness through healthy lifestyle. Walk in the park, talking to your friends with positive minds. What is dose of happiness? D stand for dopamine, as I have mentioned. O stand for oxytocins, again positive chemicals inside of our brain. S stand for serotonin, positive chemicals, hormones, which is helpful for happy hormones. E endorphin, DOSE, dose for happiness, is the chemical. Pharmaceutical companies inside of our brain here. This is action. You have to take action. Then, if you need any help, you can send me a text message on my mobile. WhatsApp nowadays, it's not, you shouldn't be internet addictive, but we can, there are cons and phrases, there are merits and demerits of everything, but you have to be fully aware of all these things. My WhatsApp number is Dr. Najib, as you are aware of my name, Dr. Najib Ahmad Rumi. This is my title, which I have been given by uh, my mentor, although he passed away in this present world in 700 years ago, Rumi, Jalaluddin Rumi. And Najib Ahmad Rumi, you can text me on WhatsApp. My number is 0044 is the code of UK. 0044. Then, if you have a pen, you can write it down. 0044. Then 7950 767099. I'm going to repeat. UK worldwide dialing code is 0044. Then 7950777099. Feel free to send me a text if you need any help and guideline. So it's sharing of information. So you can find all of these things on Google's and stuff. But you need someone who can who can help you through person-centered techniques. What is that person-centered techniques? Because The importance is all about the service user. You are the services user. I am the services user, not the services provider. Because services provider only can guide you. That's it. If you are willing to get some assistance, get some sports, emotional health and sports, then we are, I would love to give free of charge. We don't charge anyone. If you are less well off, if you are unable to pay, although I'm self-employed, I have my own potential clients. I do charge from those who who are well off and who can pay, but it's for other people who are non-affording or who can get assistance, support, and help from my mobile. It's free. I can help them whenever I'm free. Just text me or send me a voicemail about, because it's all about confidentiality. I don't ask about your personal circumstances, your name, your address, nothing else. Only you can talk. That's it. And then I can, in my capacity, then I would be um, more than happy to provide all of these sharing information. And you can email me, Dr. Dr. dot my name Najib, Najeb at hotmail.co.uk. My name, there is no space. Dr. Doctor, only Dr. dot my name Najib, Najeb at hotmail.co.uk. You can send me an email, but it's highly confidential. I'm not asking about any, you know, about your information's name, date of birth, nothing, according to Data Protection Act, DGPR. So take the message, take care of yourself, people around you, and feed your mind with positive thoughts. Eat well, positive health, and you have to feed your mind with your positive thoughts. Take well care of yourself and people around you, and take care. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.